to Walter and Wally as they and the world witness this historic moment.
So there's a little simulation and animation provided by our good folks here at CBS until the actual moonwalk a little bit later in the evening.
We're home.
Man on the moon. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Oh boy. Whew. Whew. Oh boy. Wally, say something. I'm speechless.
I'm just trying to hold on to my breath. That is really something. Kind of nice to be aboard on this one, isn't it?
You know, we've been wondering what this guy Armstrong and Aldrin would say to step foot on the moon, which comes a little bit later now. And just to hear him do it, we're left absolutely with dry mouths and speechless. Wow. It's a great simulation to the left there, if you can see us.
That little fly speck's supposed to be a LEM.
See, they must be in a perfect position, upright. We've heard no complaints about their position. Just landed right.
Just a little dust. Even that concern's erased.
Wow.
Wow.
And there they sit on the moon. It's interesting that they're referring to it as Tranquility Base. That was a confirmation to Columbia.
And people have the audacity to say there's not much new going on these days. I think that one's erased for a long time.
Time which will be in the history books forever. You know, I like to know what those kids who were kind of poo-pooing this thing are saying right now in this moment. I like to know what they thought in those moments when our mouths were in our throats. How can anybody turn off from the world like this? Well, we're getting a picture now.
You can see some movement there.
There it is. Someone's coming down.
There's a foot going down.
There he is. There's a foot coming down the steps. So there's a foot on the moon, stepping down on the moon. If he's testing that first step, he must be stepping down on the moon at this point. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Boy, look at those pictures. Wow. It's a little shadowy, but he said he expected that in the shadow of the lunar module. Armstrong is on the moon. Neil Armstrong, 38-year-old American, standing on the surface of the moon on this July 20th, 1969.
I think that was Neil's quote. I didn't understand it.
Well, one small step for man, but I didn't quite get the second phrase. One of our monitors here at Space Headquarters, because they want to hear that, we'd like to know what it was. His quote was, "That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind." Wow. Unbelievable. Wow.
Oh, thank you, television, for letting us watch this one.
Buzz Aldrin would join Armstrong on the moon at 11:11 p.m. Together they took photographs of the terrain, planted a U.S. flag, ran scientific tests, and spoke to President Nixon via Houston. Nixon referred to that call as the most historic phone call ever made from the White House.
They left a plaque on the moon that read, "Here men from the planet Earth first set foot on the moon, July 1969 AD. We came in peace for all mankind." Aldrin and Armstrong began their ascent the next day back to the command module and safely splashed down the Pacific Ocean 3 days later.
There would be 5 more successful lunar landing missions and 1 aborted mission by Apollo 13. Humans last walked on the moon on December 14th, 1972, and NASA intends to send us there again in the year 2024. And that's the way it is, this Thursday, July 18th, 2019. Good night.